You're about to discover a game-changing truth. The psychology of money is not just about numbers, it's about you. For decades, you've been conditioned to believe that financial success is solely the result of hard work, discipline, and a bit of luck. But that's just not true. The reality is your financial struggles are a direct reflection of your inner world. Your thought patterns, your emotions, and your relationships with money all contribute to your financial outcomes. And here's the shocking part. You have the power to change this. You can break free from the patterns that hold you back and develop a healthy relationship with money that serves you, not controls you. This is what the psychology of money is all about. It's a call to action, a wake-up call to take control of your financial destiny. So ask yourself, are you ready to confront the truth about money and your place in it? Are you ready to break free from the status quo and create a financial future that's truly yours? Let's start this journey together. Welcome to Tame Your Emotions, a crucial step in your journey to financial freedom. You're about to uncover the hidden patterns that have been holding you back from achieving your goals. It's time to take control, and that starts with understanding the complex relationship between your emotions and money. You have a choice. Let your emotions dictate your financial decisions, or learn to manage them. That's the key. When it comes to money, emotions can be overwhelming. Fear, anxiety, excitement, or greed can cloud your judgment, leading to impulsive decisions that sabotage your financial well-being. You don't need their permission to take control of your emotions. It's your life, your money, and your future. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. The discipline to acknowledge your emotions, to understand them, and to use that understanding to make better choices. First step in taming your emotions is becoming aware of your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors when faced with financial decisions. This involves introspection and honesty. Take a step back and examine your emotional responses to money. Do you feel anxious when bills are due? Do you get excited when you receive a paycheck? Do you feel guilty when you splurge on something you want? Recognizing these emotional triggers is essential to making rational choices. A simple yet powerful exercise to help you achieve this awareness is to track your emotional state when spending money. For 1 week, write down every purchase you make, no matter how small, and note how you feel before, during, and after that transaction. This will help you identify patterns and tendencies that may be undermining your financial goals. You might be surprised at the emotions that drive your spending habits. Perhaps you buy things when you're feeling stressed or bored. Maybe you overspend when you're around certain people or in specific environments. By becoming more aware of your emotions, you can make more intentional decisions. As you embark on this journey of self-discovery, remember that it's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to acknowledge that your emotions have been controlling your financial decisions. But it's time to take back control. Repeat this phrase to yourself. I am in control of my emotions, not my emotions controlling me. Say it with conviction. Feel the weight of those words and let them sink in. This is not just a phrase, it's a mindset shift. It's a declaration of empowerment, a reminder that you have the power to choose how you respond to your emotions. You have a choice. You can continue down the path of emotional spending, letting your feelings dictate your financial decisions, or you can take a stand. You can choose to be aware, to be intentional, and to be in control. That's the key. It's not about suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about acknowledging them, understanding them, and using that understanding to make better choices. As you work on taming your emotions, you'll begin to notice a shift in your relationship with money. You'll become more confident, more intentional, and more disciplined. You'll start to see that your emotions are not the enemy. They're a guide. They're a signal that something needs attention, that a decision needs to be made. And when you're in control of your emotions, you can make choices that align with your goals, your values, and your vision for the future. It's not about weakness. It's about discipline. The discipline to take control of your emotions, to manage them, and to use them to your advantage. You don't need anyone's permission to take control of your life, your money, or your emotions. You have the power to choose, and that's the most powerful thing of all. As we conclude this chapter, remember that the journey to financial freedom is not just about managing your money. It's about managing yourself. It's about understanding your emotions, your thoughts, and your behaviors. It's about taking control and making intentional decisions. You have a choice, and that choice is the key to unlocking your financial potential. In the next chapter, The Emotional Spenders, we'll delve deeper into the world of emotional spending, exploring the underlying reasons behind our financial decisions and how to overcome them. Get ready to transform your relationship with money and unlock a brighter financial future. Welcome to The Emotional Spenders, a chapter that's going to challenge you to take a hard look at your relationship with money and the things you buy. You have a choice. You can continue down the path of emotional spending, or you can take control of your finances and start building the life you truly want. Let's face it, many of us struggle with overspending. We buy things we don't need, and often it's not just about the thing itself, but about how it makes us feel. We're seeking validation, status, or a sense of security. But here's the truth. That sense of fulfillment is fleeting. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. You don't need their permission to spend your money, but you do need to give yourself permission to take control of your spending habits. That's the key. Recognizing the emotional drivers behind your spending is the first step to breaking the cycle. So, take a step back and ask yourself, why am I buying this? Is it because I need it? Or is it because I want to feel a certain way? Be honest with yourself. You have a choice. You can continue to let your emotions dictate your spending, or you can start making conscious decisions about how you want to allocate your resources. Now, let's talk about a concept called hedonic adaptation. It's a fancy way of saying that we get used to things quickly. When you first buy something new, it's exciting. You feel a rush of pleasure and satisfaction. But over time, that feeling wears off, and you're left wanting more. This is the cycle of consumption that can lead to financial strain and emotional unfulfillment. You're constantly chasing the next high, the next feeling of satisfaction. But it's never enough. It's not about weakness. It's about discipline. You have the power to break this cycle. You don't need the latest gadget or the most expensive clothes to be happy. In fact, research has shown that once our basic needs are met, additional wealth does not necessarily lead to greater happiness. So, what's driving your spending? Is it a desire for status? A need for validation? Or is it something deeper? Whatever the reason, it's time to reframe your relationship with consumption. Repeat after me. I am not my possessions, and my worth is not defined by material goods. Say it with me. I am not my possessions, and my worth is not defined by material goods. That's the key. You are not what you own. Your worth and value come from who you are as a person, not from the things you possess. Now, I want you to take a piece of paper and write down the last 5 things you bought. Next to each item, write down why you bought it. Was it because you needed it? Or was it because you wanted to feel a certain way? Be honest with yourself. Look at that list and ask yourself, are these purchases aligning with my values and goals? Or am I just trying to fill a void? You have a choice. You can continue down the path of emotional spending, or you can start making conscious decisions about how you want to allocate your resources. It's not about depriving yourself of things you enjoy. It's about being intentional with your spending. You don't need their permission to take control of your finances. You just need to give yourself permission to make a change. So, what's the first step? Start by tracking your expenses. Write down everything you spend money on for a month. Yes, everything. Then look at that list and categorize your spending into needs and wants. Be honest with yourself. Are there areas where you can cut back? Are there things you can stop spending money on that aren't aligning with your values and goals? You have the power to transform your relationship with money. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. You don't need to be a slave to your emotions or your spending habits. You can break free and start building the life you truly want. Remember, I'm not my possessions, and my worth is not defined by material goods. Say it with me one more time. I am not my possessions, and my worth is not defined by material goods. As we close this chapter, I want you to remember that taking control of your spending habits is just the first step. There's more to building wealth and achieving financial freedom than just cutting back on expenses. In the next chapter, we're going to explore a critical concept that will help you build a strong foundation for your financial future. Money is not an emotional pontoon. You'll learn how to separate your emotions from your financial decisions and start making progress towards your goal. But for now, take a deep breath and remember, you have a choice. You can continue down the path of emotional spending, or you can start building the life you truly want. The choice is yours. Money is not an emotional pontoon. You have a choice. You can continue to use money as a band-aid for your emotional wounds, or you can face the truth. Money is a tool, not a solution to emotional problems. That's the key. When you rely on money to fix your emotional pain, you create a never-ending cycle of craving and dissatisfaction. It's a vicious cycle that will leave you feeling empty and unfulfilled, no matter how much money you have. Think about it. How many times have you splurged on something, hoping it would make you feel better, only to find that the high wore off and you were left feeling worse than before? That's because money can't fill the void inside of you. It can't heal the emotional wounds that are driving your behavior. You don't need their permission to acknowledge this truth. You have the power to recognize that money is just a tool, a means to an end, not the end itself. The concept of money chasing is a striking example of this dynamic. When individuals pursue wealth in an attempt to alleviate emotional distress, they often end up with more stress, anxiety, and financial strain. It's a never-ending cycle of pursuit, never really achieving the emotional fulfillment they're seeking. That's because they're using money as a substitute for emotional resilience. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. You must be willing to face your emotions head-on, rather than trying to escape them through money. You have a choice. You can continue down the path of money chasing, or you can take a different approach. You can start to recognize that your emotional pain is not something to be avoided, but something to be addressed. You can start to develop emotional resilience, the ability to face your emotions head-on and work through them. That's the key to breaking free from the emotional roller coaster. So, what can you do instead? Start by acknowledging your emotions. Recognize it when you're feeling stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed. Then, take a step back and ask yourself what's really driving those emotions. Is it a fear of not having enough money? Is it a fear of not being good enough? Whatever it is, face it head on. Don't try to escape it through money or any other means. You don't need their permission to take control of your emotions. Repeat this phrase to yourself. I will not use money to escape my emotions. I will face them head on. Say it with conviction. Say it with authority. Say it like you mean it. Because you do. You have the power to break free from the emotional roller coaster. You have the power to develop emotional resilience. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. It's about being willing to face your emotions, even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it feels like the last thing you want to do. You have a choice. You can continue to use money as a crutch, or you can start to develop the emotional resilience you need to take control of your life. That's the key. Emotional resilience is not something you either have or you don't. It's something you can develop with practice and patience. It's something you can cultivate by facing your emotions head on and working through them. You don't need their permission to start this journey. You can start right now by making a conscious decision to face your emotions rather than trying to escape them. You have a choice. You can continue to live in a state of emotional turmoil, or you can start to develop the emotional resilience you need to take control of your life. You can start to recognize that money is just a tool, a means to an end, not the end itself. You can start to break free from the emotional roller coaster and start to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. As you move forward on this journey, remember that it's not about weakness. It's about discipline. It's about being willing to face your emotions, even when it's hard. It's about developing the emotional resilience you need to take control of your life. You have a choice. You can continue to use money as a crutch, or you can start to develop the emotional resilience you need to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. In the next chapter, we'll explore the power of quiet discipline and how it can help you achieve your goals and live a more fulfilling life. The power of quiet discipline is not just about achieving success. It's about achieving inner peace and contentment. It's about recognizing that true fulfillment comes from within and that money is just a tool to support your journey, not the destination itself. Welcome to the power of quiet discipline. This is where the rubber meets the road, where you stop making excuses and start making progress. You have a choice to let your emotions dictate your financial decisions or to cultivate a sense of quiet discipline that guides you toward your goals. That's the key. Developing a quiet discipline around money requires patience, self-awareness, and a willingness to challenge your own habits. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's not about being weak. It's about being disciplined. You don't need anyone's permission to take control of your finances. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or until you feel ready. You can start right now. Let's look at the story of Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors in history. He began investing at a young age and developed a long-term approach to wealth creation. He didn't get there by being impulsive or emotional. He got there by being disciplined, by trusting the process, and by making intentional decisions. His success is a testament to the power of quiet discipline in achieving financial goals. You can apply the same principles to your own life. Start by taking a step back and assessing your current financial situation. Look at your income, your expenses, and your debt. Be honest with yourself. Where are you leaking money? Where can you cut back? What changes can you make to start building wealth? It's not about deprivation. It's about being intentional. It's not about cutting back on everything. It's about making conscious choices. You have a choice to spend money on things that bring you joy or to spend money on things that bring you stress. You have a choice to invest in yourself or to invest in things that will depreciate over time. That's the key. Now, I want you to repeat a phrase with me. I will trust the process, not my emotions, to guide my financial decisions. Say it with me. I will trust the process, not my emotions, to guide my financial decisions. Repeat it to yourself every day, especially when you're feeling anxious or uncertain. It's not about weakness. It's about discipline. It's not about being impulsive. It's about being intentional. By cultivating a sense of quiet discipline, you can make more intentional financial decisions. You can start to build wealth, not just for yourself, but for your family and your community. You can start to create a legacy that will outlast you. You don't need to be a financial expert to do this. You just need to be willing to learn, to grow, and to trust the process. Remember, quiet discipline is not just about money. It's about life. It's about being present, being mindful, and being intentional. It's about creating a sense of inner peace and calm that will guide you through the ups and downs of life. You have a choice to let life happen to you or to happen to life. You have a choice to react to circumstances or to create your own circumstances. That's the key. As you move forward on your financial journey, I want you to keep one thing in mind. Transformation is not a destination. It's a process. It's a journey of growth, of learning, and of self-discovery. It's not about getting to a certain point. It's about becoming a certain person. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be better than you were yesterday. In the next chapter, we're going to talk about the 10% rule, a simple yet powerful principle that can help you build wealth and achieve your financial goals. But for now, I want you to remember that quiet discipline is the foundation upon which all financial success is built. It's the key to unlocking your full potential, to achieving your dreams, and to creating a life of purpose and meaning. So I'll leave you with this. You have a choice. You can choose to trust the process, to trust yourself, and to trust the power of quiet discipline. The question is, what will you choose? Welcome to the 10% rule, a straightforward yet powerful strategy for building wealth and securing your financial future. You have a choice. You can continue down the path of uncertainty, living paycheck to paycheck, or you can take control of your finances and start building a safety net. That's the key. It's not about being perfect. It's about making a commitment to yourself and your future. The concept is simple. Allocate 10% of your income towards savings and investments. This habit, when prioritized, can have a profound impact on your long-term financial success. You don't need their permission to start. You just need to decide that your future is worth it. It's not about weakness. It's about discipline. The discipline to set aside a portion of your income, no matter how small it may seem, is the first step towards transformation. Let's break it down. Imagine you're earning $50,000 a year. Allocating 10% of that towards savings and investments means you're setting aside $5,000 annually. That's $416.67 a month, or roughly $96.15 a week. It might seem like a lot, but remember, this is an investment in your future. You aren't just saving money. You're building a foundation for long-term financial success. A striking example of the effectiveness of this strategy is the concept of dollar-cost averaging. This approach involves investing a fixed amount of money at regular intervals, regardless of market performance. The beauty of dollar-cost averaging lies in its ability to reduce emotional decision-making. By investing a fixed amount regularly, you're promoting steady progress rather than trying to time the market. You're taking the emotional roller coaster out of investing, and that's the key to long-term success. Now, I want you to repeat after me. I will allocate 10% of my income towards my future. No matter what. Say it with conviction, because this is a promise to yourself. You're making a commitment to prioritize your financial well-being, and that takes courage. You have a choice. You can let fear hold you back, or you can face it head-on and start building the future you deserve. It's time to take control of your finances. It's time to stop living paycheck to paycheck and start building a safety net. You don't need to be a financial expert to make this work. You just need to be willing to take the first step. That's the key. You have a choice. You can continue down the path of uncertainty, or you can start building a foundation for long-term financial success. As you embark on this journey, remember that it's not about being perfect. It's about progress. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. The discipline to set aside a portion of your income, to invest in your future, and to prioritize your financial well-being. You're not just building wealth. You're building a better life for yourself and those around you. So let's summarize. The 10% rule is a simple yet effective strategy for building wealth. By allocating 10% of your income towards savings and investments, you're creating a safety net and building a foundation for long-term financial success. You're taking control of your finances, and that's the key. You have a choice. You can let fear hold you back, or you can face it head-on and start building the future you deserve. As we move forward, it's essential to remember that building wealth is not just about money. It's about resilience. It's about being able to navigate the ups and downs of the market with confidence. It's about being able to stay the course, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. That's why our next chapter is dedicated to emotional resilience in the face of market volatility. We'll explore the strategies and mindset necessary to stay focused and disciplined, even in the most turbulent of times. The journey to financial freedom is not always easy, but with the right mindset and the right strategies, you can overcome any obstacle and achieve your goals. Welcome to this critical chapter on emotional resilience in the face of market volatility. You're about to learn a crucial lesson that will transform your approach to navigating financial uncertainty. You have a choice. Let market fluctuations dictate your emotions, or develop the resilience to stay the course. That's the key. Market volatility is an inevitable part of the investment landscape. It's a reality that can be unsettling, even for seasoned investors. But here's the thing. You don't need to be controlled by it. You don't need their permission to make informed decisions. It's not about weakness. It's about discipline. The discipline to stay focused on your long-term goals, despite the short-term noise. Let's look at a compelling example. Peter Lynch, one of the most successful investors in history, survived numerous market downturns during his career. He didn't let volatility dictate his emotions. Instead, he stayed the course, focused on his value-focused approach. His success is a testament to the power of emotional resilience in achieving financial goals. You can learn from his experience. When markets fluctuate, it's natural to feel anxious or uncertain. But it's precisely in these moments that you need to dig deep and find the resilience to stay calm. Repeat this phrase to yourself. I will not let market volatility dictate my emotions. I will stay the course. Say it with conviction and mean it. This simple affirmation can help you cultivate a sense of resilience, a sense of control over your emotions. You have a choice. You can let fear and anxiety drive your decisions, or you can develop the emotional resilience to navigate uncertainty with confidence. That's the key. It's not about being immune to market fluctuations. It's about being prepared to respond to them in a rational, informed way. So, how do you develop emotional resilience? It starts with self-awareness. Understand your emotional triggers and learn to recognize when you're about to react impulsively. Take a step back, breathe, and reassess the situation. Remember, it's not about weakness. It's about discipline. The discipline to pause, reflect, and make informed decisions. Another critical aspect of emotional resilience is having a clear investment strategy. When you have a well-thought-out plan, you're less likely to be swayed by short-term market fluctuations. You'll be more focused on your long-term goals and more confident in your ability to achieve them. You don't need their permission to stay the course. You just need to trust in your own abilities. Now, let's put this into practice. The next time market volatility strikes, take a deep breath and repeat that phrase. I will not let market volatility dictate my emotions. I will stay the course. Feel the sense of calm and control that comes with it. Remember, you have a choice. You can let market fluctuations dictate your emotions, or you can develop the emotional resilience to navigate uncertainty with confidence. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Consistently applying the principles of emotional resilience. Consistently staying focused on your long-term goals. That's the key. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to develop emotional resilience. You just need to be willing to learn, to adapt, and to stay the course. As you continue on this journey, you'll encounter many challenges, many moments of uncertainty. But with emotional resilience, you'll be better equipped to navigate them. You'll be more confident, more focused, and more disciplined. You'll be able to make informed decisions, even in the face of market volatility. In conclusion, emotional resilience is essential for navigating financial uncertainty. By developing this critical skill, you'll be able to stay the course, even when markets fluctuate. You'll be able to make informed decisions, avoid impulsive reactions, and achieve your long-term goals. Remember, you have a choice. You can let market volatility dictate your emotions, or you can develop the emotional resilience to stay calm, focused, and confident. As we move forward, we'll explore more strategies for achieving financial success. In the next chapter, we'll dive into the 4-hour rule, a powerful principle for maximizing productivity and achieving your goals. Get ready to transform your approach to time management and unlock a new level of potential. The journey continues, and it's about to get even more exciting. Welcome to the 4-hour rule, a straightforward yet powerful strategy for transforming your financial future. You have a choice. Continue down the path of financial uncertainty or take control of your financial education. That's the key. It's not about being a financial expert. It's about being informed enough to make decisions that align with your goals. You don't need their permission to start learning. You just need to start. The concept of allocating a specific amount of time each week towards financial education and planning is not new, but it's often overlooked. People get caught up in their daily routines, and before they know it, weeks turn into months, and months turn into years. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. You must discipline yourself to prioritize your financial education. Imagine dedicating just 4 hours of your week, which is less than 1 hour a day, towards understanding personal finance. This could be reading a book, listening to a podcast, or attending a webinar. The medium doesn't matter. What matters is that you're taking intentional steps towards financial literacy. Financial literacy is the foundation upon which all financial decisions are made. It's the difference between making a decision based on guesswork and making a decision based on knowledge. Let's break it down. Financial literacy encompasses a range of topics, from budgeting and saving to investing and retirement planning. It's about understanding how money works and how you can make it work for you. By dedicating 4 hours a week to learning about these topics, you're not just educating yourself. You're empowering yourself. You're giving yourself the tools necessary to navigate the complex world of personal finance. Now, it's time to make a commitment. Say it with me. I will allocate 4 hours per week towards my financial education no matter what. Repeat it. I will allocate 4 hours per week towards my financial education no matter what. This is not just a phrase. It's a mantra. It's a reminder that you're in control of your financial future. You have a choice, and that choice is to take action. Here's how you can start implementing the 4-hour rule in your life. First, identify your goals. What do you want to achieve? Is it paying off debt, building an emergency fund, or investing in your future? Once you have a clear idea of what you want, you can tailor your learning to meet those needs. Second, find resources that align with your goals. There are countless books, podcasts, and online courses available. The key is to find what works for you and stick to it. Consistency is crucial when it comes to building knowledge and developing habits. Third, schedule it in. Treat your 4 hours of financial education as non-negotiable appointments with yourself. You wouldn't miss a meeting with your boss or a date with a friend, so don't miss your financial education appointments. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline, and disciplining yourself to prioritize your financial future. As you embark on this journey, remember that transformation is not a one-time event. It's a process. It's the culmination of small, consistent actions taken over time. By allocating 4 hours a week towards your financial education, you're not just learning about money, you're transforming your relationship with it. You're moving from a place of uncertainty to a place of confidence. You have a choice. You can continue to let financial uncertainty dictate your decisions, or you can take control. You don't need their permission to start your journey towards financial literacy. Say it one more time. I will allocate 4 hours per week towards my financial education, no matter what. That's the key to unlocking a future where you're not just surviving, you're thriving. As we conclude the 4-hour rule, remember that this is just the beginning. The journey to financial freedom is filled with challenges and opportunities. It's about making intentional decisions that align with your goals. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. And now, it's time to take the next step. In the next chapter, From Survival to Thrival, we'll explore how to transition from merely getting by to living a life that's filled with purpose and prosperity. The journey continues, and it starts with the choices you make today. Welcome to Chapter 5. From Survival to Thrival. You're about to discover a crucial milestone in your journey to financial freedom. It's time to shift your mindset, to focus on abundance and possibility, and to cultivate a sense of excitement and enthusiasm around your financial journey. You have a choice. You can continue to live in a state of survival, or you can choose to thrive. For too long, you've been stuck in a cycle of just getting by. You've been living paycheck to paycheck, struggling to make ends meet, and feeling like you're constantly playing catch-up. But it's time to break free from that cycle. It's time to start living a life of abundance and possibility. That's the key. When you focus on abundance, you start to see the world in a different way. You start to see opportunities that you never saw before. You start to see the potential for growth and expansion. Let's take a look at the story of Chris Gardner, a man who went from being homeless to building a successful business. His story is a testament to the power of a thrival mindset. Chris didn't let his circumstances define him. He didn't let his lack of resources hold him back. Instead, he chose to focus on abundance and possibility. He chose to see the world as a place of opportunity and growth. And that's exactly what he got. You don't need their permission to live a life of abundance and possibility. You don't need anyone's approval to start thriving. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. It's about making a choice to focus on abundance rather than scarcity. So, how do you make this shift? How do you start to focus on abundance and possibility? It starts with your mindset. It starts with the way you think about money and wealth. You have to start seeing money as a tool rather than a source of stress and anxiety. You have to start seeing wealth as a state of mind rather than just a bank account balance. Repeat this phrase to yourself. I will focus on abundance, not scarcity, to attract more wealth and opportunity. Say it with me. I will focus on abundance, not scarcity, to attract more wealth and opportunity. That's the key. When you focus on abundance, you start to attract more abundance into your life. You have a choice. You can continue to live in a state of survival, or you can choose to thrive. You can choose to focus on abundance and possibility and start to see the world in a different way. You can start to see the potential for growth and expansion. It's not about being unrealistic. It's about being optimistic. It's about seeing the world as a place of opportunity and growth. You don't need to be held back by your circumstances. You don't need to be limited by your resources. You have the power to choose. You have the power to focus on abundance and possibility. So, what does this mean for you? What does it mean to start thriving rather than just surviving? It means that you start to see money as a tool rather than a source of stress and anxiety. It means that you start to see wealth as a state of mind rather than just a bank account balance. It means that you start to focus on abundance and possibility rather than scarcity and limitation. You have a choice. You can continue to live in a state of survival, or you can choose to thrive. It's time to take control of your financial journey. It's time to start living a life of abundance and possibility. Repeat this phrase to yourself again. I will focus on abundance, not scarcity, to attract more wealth and opportunity. Say it with me. I will focus on abundance, not scarcity, to attract more wealth and opportunity. That's the key. When you focus on abundance, you start to attract more abundance into your life. You start to see the world in a different way. You start to see the potential for growth and expansion. You don't need to be held back by your circumstances. You don't need to be limited by your resources. You have the power to choose. You have the power to focus on abundance and possibility. It's not about weakness. It's about discipline. It's about making a choice to focus on abundance rather than scarcity. So, make the choice. Choose to thrive. Choose to focus on abundance and possibility. You have a choice. As you continue on your journey to financial freedom, remember that the key to success is to focus on abundance, not scarcity. Remember that you have the power to choose. Remember that you don't need anyone's permission to start thriving. It's time to take control of your financial journey. It's time to start living a life of abundance and possibility. And as you do, you'll start to see the world in a different way. You'll start to see the potential for growth and expansion. You'll start to see the abundance and possibility that's available to you. In the next chapter, we'll be exploring the power of mental modeling. You'll learn how to reprogram your mind with empowering beliefs and thought patterns, and how to use mental modeling to achieve your financial goals. You'll discover how to overcome self-doubt and limitation, and how to unlock your full potential. But for now, remember, you have a choice. You can continue to live in a state of survival, or you can choose to thrive. Choose to focus on abundance and possibility. Choose to thrive. Welcome to the power of mental modeling. This is where the real work begins. You've been living with a certain mindset about money, and it's time to challenge it. You have a choice: continue down the same path or create a new one. That's the key. Creating a new path requires self-awareness, discipline, and a willingness to challenge your own habits. Let's face it, your current relationship with money is a reflection of your mental model. It's the sum of your thoughts, emotions, and experiences around money. And if you're not careful, it can hold you back. You don't need anyone's permission to change it. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or until you've got it all figured out. You can start right now. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. Developing a strong mental model around money takes work. It takes effort to recognize your patterns, to challenge your assumptions, and to create new habits. But the payoff is worth it. When you cultivate a sense of mental toughness, you can make more intentional financial decisions. You can stop reacting to every little setback and start responding with purpose. One of the most powerful tools in your arsenal is self-talk. The way you talk to yourself about money matters. It can either build you up or tear you down. Individuals who use affirmations and positive self-talk to reframe their mindset around money are more likely to build confidence and resilience. They're more likely to take risks, to invest in themselves, and to trust their own abilities. So, what does this look like in practice? It means repeating phrases like "I will trust my mental model, not my emotions, to guide my financial decisions" to yourself on a daily basis. It means writing them down, posting them on your wall, and sharing them with a friend. It means making a conscious effort to rewire your brain with positive, empowering thoughts. You have a choice. You can continue to let your emotions dictate your financial decisions, or you can start to build a stronger, more resilient mental model. That's the key. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's about recognizing that your thoughts and emotions are just that. Thoughts and emotions. They don't have to control you. As you start to develop a stronger mental model, you'll notice something interesting. You'll start to feel more confident, more in control. You'll start to see that money is just a tool, a means to an end. It's not the end itself. And when you realize that, you'll start to make different decisions. You'll start to invest in yourself, in your relationships, and in your future. It's not about weakness. It's about discipline. It's about creating a sense of mental toughness that will carry you through the ups and downs of life. And it's not just about money. It's about every area of your life. When you develop a strong mental model, you'll start to see improvements in your relationships, your career, and your overall well-being. You don't need anyone's permission to start this journey. You don't need to wait until you've got it all figured out. You can start right now with one simple phrase: I will trust my mental model, not my emotions, to guide my financial decisions. Repeat it to yourself every day until it becomes a part of who you are. As you work on developing a stronger mental model, you'll start to notice something else. You'll start to see that your emotions are not always reliable. They can be fleeting, unpredictable, and downright misleading. But your mental model, that's a different story. That's a foundation you can build on, a rock you can rely on. You have a choice. You can continue to let your emotions dictate your financial decisions, or you can start to build a stronger, more resilient mental model. That's the key. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's about recognizing that your thoughts and emotions are just that. Thoughts and emotions. They don't have to control you. So, what's the takeaway from all of this? It's simple. Your mental model is the key to unlocking your financial freedom. It's the key to making intentional decisions, to building confidence and resilience, and to creating a brighter future. And it starts with one simple phrase: I will trust my mental model, not my emotions, to guide my financial decisions. As we move forward, we'll explore more strategies for building a stronger mental model. We'll dive deeper into the world's self-talk, affirmations, and positive mindset. And we'll explore how to apply these principles to every area of your life. But for now, let's leave you with this. You have the power to choose. You have the power to create a new mental model, one that will serve you well for the rest of your life. And that's exactly what we'll be exploring in the next chapter: how to transform from an emotional spender to an emotional investor. It's a journey that requires courage, discipline, and a willingness to challenge your own habit. But the payoff is worth it. When you learn to invest in yourself, in your relationships, and in your future, you'll start to see a different kind of return. You'll start to see a return on your investment, a return that will last a lifetime. From emotional spender to emotional investor, you have a choice. You can continue down the path of emotional spending, letting your feelings dictate your financial decisions. Or you can make a shift. That's the key. You can become an emotional investor, focusing on long-term wealth creation and cultivating a sense of excitement and enthusiasm around your financial journey. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. It takes discipline to resist the temptation of instant gratification and instead invest in your future. But the payoff is worth it. When you focus on long-term wealth creation, you start to see your money as a tool for building a secure financial future, rather than just a means to satisfy your immediate desires. You don't need their permission. You don't need anyone's approval to make a change. You can start right now by making a simple declaration to yourself. I will focus on long-term wealth creation, not short-term gains, to build a secure financial future. Repeat it to yourself, out loud with conviction. Feel the words sink in, and the sense of determination that comes with them. Let's look at a compelling example. Suze Orman, the renowned financial expert, is a testament to the power of emotional investing. She went from being a struggling single mother to building a successful career in finance. Her story is a reminder that it's never too late to make a change, and that with the right mindset, anyone can achieve financial freedom. Suze's success is not just about her knowledge of finance, it's about her mindset. She has a deep understanding of the emotional aspect of money and how it can either hold us back or propel us forward. She knows that when we focus on long-term wealth creation, we start to see our money as a means to an end, rather than an end in itself. You have a choice. You can continue to let your emotions dictate your spending habits, or you can start to invest in your future. That's the key. It's not about depriving yourself of things you enjoy, but about being intentional with your money. It's about making conscious decisions that align with your long-term goals. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. It takes discipline to create a budget and stick to it. It takes discipline to resist the temptation of impulse purchases, and instead, invest in assets that will appreciate over time. But the payoff is worth it. When you focus on long-term wealth creation, you start to feel a sense of pride and accomplishment, knowing that you're building a secure financial future. You don't need their permission. You don't need anyone's approval to start investing in your future. You can start right now by taking small steps towards your goals. You can start by educating yourself on personal finance and learning about different investment options. You can start by creating a budget and tracking your expenses. You can start by making a commitment to yourself to focus on long-term wealth creation. Repeat it to yourself, out loud, with conviction. I will focus on long-term wealth creation, not short-term gains, to build a secure financial future. Feel the words sink in and the sense of determination that comes with them. You have a choice. You can continue down the path of emotional spending, or you can make a shift. That's the key. As you embark on this journey, remember that it's not just about the money. It's about the sense of freedom and security that comes with it. It's about being able to live life on your own terms without the burden of debt or financial stress. It's about being able to pursue your passions and live a life that truly reflects your values. You have a choice. You can continue to let your emotions dictate your spending habits, or you can start to invest in your future. That's the key. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. It's about being intentional with your money and making conscious decisions that align with your long-term goals. As we conclude this chapter, remember that the journey to financial freedom is not just about managing your money. It's about transforming your relationship with it. It's about shifting from an emotional spender to an emotional investor and cultivating a sense of excitement and enthusiasm around your financial journey. In the next chapter, we'll explore the J50-30-20 rule, a practical framework for allocating your income and achieving financial balance. By applying this rule, you'll be able to create a clear roadmap for your financial future and make progress towards your long-term goals. The journey to financial freedom is not always easy, but with the right mindset and strategies, you can achieve it. The 30-20 rule, a simple yet effective strategy for allocating your resources. You've heard it before, but are you actually using it? That's the key. This rule is not just a suggestion. It's a necessity if you want to create a balanced and sustainable financial plan. You have a choice. You can either continue down the path of financial uncertainty, or you can take control of your finances and start making conscious decisions about how you allocate your resources. Let's break it down. 50% of your income should go towards necessary expenses: rent, utilities, groceries, and other essential costs. This is not a suggestion. It's a requirement. You need to prioritize these expenses because, without them, you'll be struggling to make ends meet. You don't need their permission to prioritize your necessary expenses. It's your money, and you need to make decisions that align with your financial goals. The next 30% is where most people go wrong. This is the discretionary spending category: entertainment, hobbies, and other non-essential expenses. You have a choice. You can either use this 30% to indulge in instant gratification, or you can use it to invest in yourself and your future. That's the key. Remember, it's not about weakness, it's about discipline. You need to be disciplined with your finances if you want to achieve financial freedom. And then there's the final 20%. Savings and investments. This is where most people fail. They either don't save enough or they don't invest wisely. You have a choice. You can either let your money sit in a low-interest savings account, or you can invest it in assets that will generate wealth over time. That's the key. You don't need to be a financial expert to make smart investment decisions. You just need to be willing to learn and take action. Now, let's talk about financial balance. This is a concept that's often overlooked, but it's crucial for achieving financial well-being. Financial balance is about prioritizing your financial goals and allocating your resources accordingly. It's about creating a sense of balance between your necessary expenses, discretionary spending, and savings and investments. You have a choice. You can either let your finances control you, or you can take control of your finances. That's the key. To cultivate a sense of financial balance, I want you to repeat the following phrase: I will allocate 50-30-20 to maintain a balanced and sustainable financial plan. Say it with me. I will allocate 50-30-20 to maintain a balanced and sustainable financial plan. Repeat it daily and watch how your mindset shifts. You'll start to prioritize your finances, and you'll start to make conscious decisions about how you allocate your resources. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Consistency is key when it comes to financial planning. You need to make a commitment to yourself to prioritize your finances and stick to it. You don't need their permission to take control of your finances. It's your money, and you need to make decisions that align with your financial goals. Now, let's put this into action. Take out a piece of paper and write down your income. Then, calculate 50% of that income and allocate it towards necessary expenses. Next, calculate 30% and allocate it towards discretionary spending. Finally, calculate 20% and allocate it towards savings and investments. That's the key. You have a choice. You can either let your finances control you, or you can take control of your finances. Remember, financial balance is not just about numbers. It's about creating a sense of well-being. When you prioritize your finances, you'll reduce stress and promote financial well-being. You'll feel more confident and in control. That's the key. You have a choice. You can either continue down the path of financial uncertainty, or you can take control of your finances and start making conscious decisions about how you allocate your resources. In conclusion, the 50-30-20 rule is a simple yet effective strategy for allocating your resources. By prioritizing your necessary expenses, discretionary spending, and savings and investments, you can create a balanced and sustainable financial plan. Remember to repeat the phrase, I will allocate 50-30-20 to maintain a balanced and sustainable financial plan, to cultivate a sense of financial balance. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. You have a choice. You can either let your finances control you, or you can take control of your finances. As we move forward, we'll explore how emotional intelligence plays a critical role in financial decision-making. In the next chapter, we'll dive into emotional intelligence in finance and explore how you can use emotional intelligence to make smarter financial decisions and achieve financial freedom. Welcome to Emotional Intelligence in Finance, a crucial chapter in your journey to financial freedom. You have a choice: to let your emotions control your financial decisions, or to develop the emotional intelligence needed to make informed choices. That's the key. Emotional intelligence is not just about being aware of your emotions. It's about understanding how they impact your financial decisions. It's about recognizing when fear, anxiety, or greed are driving your actions and taking steps to manage them. You don't need their permission to take control of your finances. It's your money, your life, and your decision. Let's take a look at the story of Daniel Kahneman, a renowned economist who developed the concept of loss aversion. His work highlights the tendency to prioritize avoiding losses over acquiring gains. This concept is a testament to the power of emotional intelligence in achieving financial goals. Kahneman's research shows that our brains are wired to fear losses more than we value gains. This can lead to impulsive decisions, driven by fear rather than logic. But here's the thing. You have the power to change this. By cultivating emotional intelligence, you can make more informed financial decisions and build stronger relationships with others. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. You need to be disciplined enough to acknowledge your emotions and take control of them. So, how do you develop emotional intelligence around money? It starts with self-awareness. You need to understand your emotional triggers, your strengths, and your weaknesses. Take some time to reflect on your financial decisions. When do you feel anxious or fearful? When do you feel confident or excited. Understanding your emotional patterns is the first step to developing emotional intelligence. The next step is empathy. You need to be able to understand and respect the emotions of others. This is especially important when it comes to financial relationships, such as with a business partner or spouse. By being empathetic, you can build stronger relationships and make more informed financial decisions. Now, let's talk about actionable instructions. Here's what you can do to start cultivating emotional intelligence around money. First, take a few minutes each day to reflect on your emotions. Ask yourself, how am I feeling today? What's driving my emotions? What can I do to manage them? Second, practice empathy. Put yourself in others' shoes and try to understand their perspective. This will help you build stronger relationships and make more informed financial decisions. Third, challenge your own habits. Be willing to question your assumptions and try new approaches. This is where the magic happens, and you start to see real transformation. Remember, developing emotional intelligence takes time and practice. It's not something you can learn overnight, but with consistent effort, you can develop the skills needed to make more informed financial decisions. So, repeat after me. I will cultivate emotional intelligence to make more informed financial decisions and build stronger relationships. Say it with me. I will cultivate emotional intelligence to make more informed financial decisions and build stronger relationships. You have a choice. You can choose to let your emotions control your financial decisions, or you can develop the emotional intelligence needed to take control. That's the key. It's not about weakness. It's about discipline. You don't need their permission to take control of your finances. As you continue on this journey, remember that emotional intelligence is not just about finance. It's about life. It's about building stronger relationships, making more informed decisions, and living a more fulfilling life. In the next chapter, we'll be exploring the concept of fear and how it holds you back from achieving your financial goals. We'll delve into the world of fear and explore how you can transform it into fearlessness. Get ready to face your fears and unlock your true potential. The journey from fear to fearlessness is not an easy one, but it's a necessary step towards achieving financial freedom. From fear to fearlessness is the next step in your transformation, and I'm excited to take this journey with you. Welcome to Chapter 7, From Fear to Fearlessness. You're about to embark on a journey that will transform your relationship with money and set you on the path to financial freedom. You have a choice. Let fear hold you back or face it head on. That's the key. For many of us, the thought of managing our finances, investing, and building wealth can be daunting. It's natural to feel overwhelmed, to worry about making mistakes, or to fear not having enough. But here's the truth. Fear is not going to get you where you want to go. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. You don't need anyone's permission to take control of your financial life. You just need to decide. Let's look at someone who embodies this mindset, Richard Branson. From his early days as a struggling entrepreneur to building the Virgin Group, a global conglomerate with interests in music, airlines, space tourism, and more, Branson's story is a testament to the power of fearlessness. He didn't let fear of failure stop him from pursuing his dreams. Instead, he focused on the opportunities, the possibilities, and the excitement of creating something new. That's the kind of mindset you need to adopt if you want to achieve financial freedom. You have a choice. You can let fear dictate your financial decisions, or you can choose to focus on opportunity. When you focus on opportunity, you start to see the world in a different light. You begin to notice the potential for growth, the chance to learn, and the possibility of achieving your goals. It's not about being reckless. It's about being informed, being strategic, and being fearless. So, how do you cultivate this mindset? It starts with a simple yet powerful phrase. I will focus on opportunity, not fear, to build a secure and prosperous financial future. Repeat it to yourself every day. Believe it. Live it. Because when you start to focus on opportunity, you begin to see that fear is not something to be feared, but something to be faced. It's not about weakness. It's about discipline. Let's break it down into actionable steps. First, identify what's holding you back. Is it fear of investing? Fear of not having enough savings? Whatever it is, acknowledge it. Then, reframe that fear into an opportunity. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Or how can I grow from this experience? You don't need their permission to take the first step. You just need to decide. Second, start educating yourself. Learn about personal finance, investing, and wealth-building strategies. The more you know, the less you'll fear. Knowledge is power, and in this case, it's the power to make informed decisions about your financial future. You have a choice. You can choose to be empowered by knowledge or held back by ignorance. That's the key. Third, take action. Don't let fear paralyze you. Start small. Make a budget, start saving, invest in a retirement account. These are not just financial actions. They are steps towards fearlessness. With each step, you'll become more confident, more empowered, and more fearless. It's not about weakness, it's about discipline. Remember, achieving financial freedom is not just about the money. It's about the mindset. It's about adopting a fearless attitude that allows you to see opportunities where others see obstacles. So, repeat it to yourself again. I will focus on opportunity, not fear, to build a secure and prosperous financial future. Believe in yourself. Believe in your ability to make a change. You don't need their permission to start your journey to financial freedom. You just need to decide. As you move forward on this journey, keep in mind that transformation is not a destination, it's a process. It takes time, effort, and dedication. But the reward is worth it. A life of financial freedom, security, and prosperity. You have a choice. You can choose to stay where you are, fearful and uncertain, or you can choose to move forward, fearless and determined. That's the key. In the next chapter, The Power of Mindset Shifting, we'll delve deeper into how you can harness the power of your mindset to overcome financial obstacles and achieve your goals. We'll explore practical strategies for shifting your mindset from negative to positive, from fear to fearlessness. The journey to financial freedom is not just about managing your money, it's about managing your mind. And with the right mindset, nothing can stop you from achieving greatness. Welcome to the Power of Mindset Shifting, a critical chapter in your journey towards financial freedom. You're about to discover the secret to making intentional financial decisions, and it starts with your mindset. You have a choice to let your emotions dictate your financial path, or to develop a strong, disciplined mindset that guides you towards success. That's the key. Let's face it, managing your finances can be overwhelming, especially when emotions get in the way. Fear, anxiety, and uncertainty can lead to poor decision-making, causing you to overspend, undersave, or make reckless investments. But it's not about weakness, it's about discipline. You don't need their permission to take control of your finances. You need to give yourself permission to make a change. The first step towards developing a strong mindset around money is self-awareness. You must understand your relationship with money, including your spending habits, financial goals, and emotional triggers. Take a close look at your financial decisions. Are you making them based on logic and reason, or are you letting emotions dictate your choices? Be honest with yourself. It's the only way to move forward. Now, let's talk about cognitive bias. This is a fascinating concept that reveals how our brains use mental shortcuts and heuristics to make financial decisions. For example, the sunk cost fallacy is a common bias that leads people to throw good money after bad, simply because they don't want to waste their initial investment. Another bias is the availability heuristic, where people overestimate the importance of vivid, memorable events, such as a recent market crash, and make financial decisions based on those emotions rather than facts. By becoming aware of these biases, you can make more informed decisions and avoid costly mistakes. You have a choice to let cognitive biases control your financial decisions, or to develop a mindset that recognizes and challenges these biases. That's the key. It's not about being perfect. It's about being aware and taking intentional action. You don't need to be a financial expert to make smart decisions. You need to be willing to learn and adapt. So, how do you cultivate a sense of mental toughness and resilience in your financial decision-making? It starts with a simple yet powerful phrase: I will trust my mindset, not my emotions, to guide my financial decisions. Repeat this phrase to yourself daily, especially when faced with financial challenges or uncertainties. This simple affirmation can help you develop a sense of discipline and confidence in your financial decision-making. It's about weakness. It's about discipline. You don't need to let emotions dictate your financial path. You can choose to develop a strong, resilient mindset that guides you towards success. Remember, every financial decision you make is a reflection of your mindset. By cultivating a sense of mental toughness and self-awareness, you can make more intentional financial decisions that align with your goals and values. You have a choice to let your financial decisions be controlled by emotions, or to develop a mindset that trusts logic and reason. That's the key. You don't need their permission to take control of your finances. You need to give yourself permission to make a change. It's time to shift your mindset and develop a strong, disciplined approach to managing your finances. In conclusion, the power of mindset shifting is a critical component of achieving financial freedom. By developing a strong, resilient mindset, you can make more intentional financial decisions that align with your goals and values. Remember, it's not about weakness, it's about discipline. You have a choice to let emotions dictate your financial path, or to develop a mindset that trusts logic and reason. As you move forward on your journey towards financial freedom, keep in mind that the next step is just as crucial: developing emotional control. In emotional control, the key to financial freedom, you'll discover how to manage your emotions and develop a sense of inner peace, even in the face of financial uncertainty. The journey towards financial freedom is not just about managing your money. It's about managing your mind. Emotional control. The key to financial freedom. You've made it to the final chapter. Congratulations. You've learned about the importance of setting clear financial goals, creating a budget, and investing in yourself. But there's one more crucial piece to the puzzle: emotional control. That's the key. Without it, you'll struggle to make intentional financial decisions, and your progress will be hindered by impulsive choices. You have a choice. You can let your emotions dictate your financial decisions, or you can take control. It's not about being perfect. It's about being disciplined. It's not about weakness. It's about discipline. You don't need anyone's permission to take control of your finances. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or until you feel ready. You can start now. Let's look at the story of Jim Rohn, a man who built a successful business career through hard work, discipline, and a strong mindset. He didn't let his emotions get the best of him. Instead, he used them to fuel his determination and resilience. He's a testament to the power of emotional control in achieving financial goals. You can be too. Emotional control is not about suppressing your feelings. It's about learning to manage them. It's about recognizing when you're making impulsive decisions based on emotions rather than logic. It's about taking a step back, breathing, and reassessing the situation. You have a choice. You can choose to let your emotions dictate your decisions, or you can choose to use them as a guide, but not the sole decision maker. That's the key. Emotional control is what separates those who achieve financial freedom from those who don't. It's what allows you to make intentional decisions, even when it's hard. It's what gives you the strength to say no to unnecessary expenses and yes to investments that align with your goals. You don't need their permission to make these decisions. You have the power to choose. Now, I want you to repeat a phrase with me. It's a phrase that will help you cultivate a sense of confidence and resilience. It's a phrase that will remind you of the power of emotional control. Say it with me. I will trust my emotional control to guide my financial decisions and build a secure financial future. Say it again. I will trust my emotional control to guide my financial decisions and build a secure financial future. As you repeat this phrase, I want you to feel a sense of determination and conviction. I want you to feel like you're taking control of your finances, like you're making a commitment to yourself to prioritize your financial well-being. You have a choice. You can choose to trust your emotional control, or you can choose to let your emotions dictate your decision. The choice is yours. Now, let's talk about how to cultivate emotional control. It starts with self-awareness. You need to recognize when you're making emotional decisions. You need to be honest with yourself about your motivations and desires. It's not about weakness. It's about discipline. You need to be willing to take a step back and assess the situation objectively. Once you have self-awareness, you can start to develop strategies to manage your emotions. This might include taking a few deep breaths before making a financial decision, or waiting 24 hours before making an impulse purchase. It might include seeking out a trusted friend or mentor for advice, or seeking out professional help if you're struggling with emotional regulation. These define what works for you and to be consistent. You don't need their permission to take control of your finances. You have the power to choose. You have the power to develop emotional control and make intentional financial decisions. It's not about being perfect. It's about being disciplined. As we come to the end of this chapter, I want to leave you with a final thought. Emotional control is the key to achieving financial freedom. It's the key to making intentional decisions, building a secure financial future, and living a life that aligns with your values and goals. You have a choice. You can choose to trust your emotional control, or you can choose to let your emotions dictate your decisions. Remember, it's not about weakness, it's about discipline. You don't need their permission to take control of your finances. You have the power to choose. So, I want to leave you with one final exercise. Take a few minutes to reflect on your relationship with money. Think about the emotional triggers that cause you to make impulsive decisions. Think about the strategies you can use to manage your emotions and develop emotional control. As you close this chapter, I want you to feel a sense of confidence and determination. I want you to feel like you're ready to take control of your finances and build a secure financial future. You have the power to choose. You have the power to develop emotional control and achieve financial freedom. Say it with me one more time. I will trust my emotional control to guide my financial decisions and build a secure financial future. The choice is yours. You are the master of your financial destiny, the architect of your wealth, and the captain of your financial ship. You must take responsibility for every financial decision, every dollar spent, and every investment made. It's time to break free from the chains of financial ignorance and rise above the mediocrity of debt and financial uncertainty. The psychology of money is not just about money. It's about your values, your priorities, and your self-discipline. You must create a financial plan, track your expenses, and make smart investment decisions. You must be ruthless with your spending, merciless with your debt, and relentless with your savings. You must educate yourself, learn from your mistakes, and adapt to the ever-changing financial landscape. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a victor of your own design. You have the power to create the financial life you desire, to build wealth, and to achieve financial freedom. It's time to take control, to seize the moment, and to make the most of every financial opportunity. The psychology of money is not a theory. It's a truth that has been proven time and time again. It's a truth that has been ignored, dismissed, and forgotten by far too many people. But you will not ignore it. You will not dismiss it, and you will not forget it. You will take the knowledge, the wisdom, and the power of the psychology of money and apply it to your life. You will make the necessary changes, you will take the necessary steps, and you will achieve the financial freedom you deserve. So, here's your challenge. Take control of your finances today. Make a plan and take action. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for next week. And don't wait for next year. Take control of your financial destiny right now.